We begin with breaking news.
Yeah, that breaking news, you may have seen it in the sky. We've received dozens of calls into the newsroom in the last 20 minutes alone for reports of these lights in the sky. Viewers are sharing their videos with us showing what could be something re-entering the atmosphere and burning up. It was a scene across Northern California, clear skies tonight.
And if you were outside, you didn't miss it. It was pretty eye-catching. We want to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Mark Finan. Mark, what can you tell us about these so-called lights in the sky?
Well, the first thing is we don't know what it was. What you're seeing here is a mirage.
Got one that can see.
Mark, what can you tell us about these so-called lights in the sky?
Well, the first thing is we don't know what it was, but we can do a bit of...
There you go. They don't know what it is, but yet they tell us it's space junk. Talk about a fish story. You guys check this out.
We start tonight with breaking news. You may have just seen this flying over your home. Your photos and videos have been pouring into our newsroom, and we just spoke with some experts with the American Meteor Society to find out
Anytime they say experts, that means liars.
what exactly these bright lights in the sky are. Well, they tell us that the flying objects aren't meteors at all. They're actually the debris of a space mission launched to the International Space Station back in 2009. So, space junk. We're told it isn't rare.
It's space junk. Get out of here. You know, this looks like signs in the sky, in the heavens above.
For this to happen, but it is rare to see so much of it all together at one time. An astronomer at Harvard University told us it's likely to all burn up on re-entry. Some of the debris, though, could touch down near Yosemite. So if you do have any additional photos or video, please keep sending.
You guys check this one out. Talk about signs from above. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Yeah, well, this video from a PG&E.
Okay, forget about the CGI image of the fake globe to the right. I want you guys to see these the so-called northern lights. One more thing too, in the bottom right-hand corner, you got 3, and then over beside it, another 3. 33. That's probably just a coincidence.
Camera near Mount Shasta shows glimpses of last night's aurora show. It's in black and white here, but you kind of get the idea. There are also reports of people seeing the northern lights as far south as Phoenix very early this morning. Now, given the name Northern Lights, you've got to think it's pretty uncommon to see that this far south. And it is. According to NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center, events of this magnitude happen about 50 to 100 times every 11 years. That's one solar cycle. An aurora display occurs when solar storms send particles from the sun. Those particles then collide with parts of Earth's magnetic field. At least some of them do. And then they light up in brilliant blues, reds, and greens.
Holler bullshit and let it ring through the land.
First of all, the north is straight up. The northern lights is the throne, God's throne. He sits in the north. You know, the earth is his footstool. All the different colors from the northern lights are the rainbow, you know, the stones, the jasper, the sardine stone, and those different stones. But I'm going to show you at the end of this a video I shared a while back. It's pretty good, but let's listen to a little bit more of this.
Those storms come in different intensities. The stronger the storm, the farther south you can see the aurora. According to Dr. Alex Young, who specializes in heliophysics for the NASA Goddard Space Flight Center, this recent solar storm was actually
Heliophysics, like the heliocentric model.
Unexpectedly strong.
Obviously, you don't want to be surprised, but at the same time, it gives you an opportunity to see conditions that may.
This is the Goddard so-called expert. Look at the sun he's got hanging to the left. Unbelievable, the people they get, these actors.
You didn't expect, which is something we learn from, and that's one of the things that's exciting about it from a scientist point of view. From a scientist point of view,
that is bullshit. I don't care what you say. I went to the moon and back, and everyone that's a scientist knows it.
The science doesn't lie.
Space weather forecasters look for things like.
From a scientist's point of view. In other words, scientism, the new religion.
Sunspots to get an early heads up that a major solar storm event may be on the horizon, but even then, the lead time for a major northern lights event may be only a couple of days to about 12 hours. Aurora events can last a few days, but they're typically shorter than that, especially the weaker ones. According to NOAA's latest forecast, the viewing line is expected to be much farther north tonight.
As time goes on, these signs in the heavens are going to become more and more, but they have all their lies that they tell us that they are. Like, space junk and solar flares radiating from the Earth's atmosphere and on and on.
But you never know. Dr. Christopher Taylor with Sac State's Physics and Astronomy Department says he's going to be looking for the lights again. Here's his tips for viewing.
You'll want to have a good view towards the north because that's where most of the particles are going to be coming from.
Towards the north, when you look up, the north, that's where God, Jesus sits on the throne at the north.
We can walk in here. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. And now I have the mighty voice of God.
I just wanted to get your guys' thought about the throne of God and where it's located. And the big one is the Garden of Eden. How you never hear anybody ask about where is the Garden of Eden today. But I totally believe that the Garden of Eden is in the North Pole. I believe it's directly under Polaris. Because if you look at all the stars and the sun and moon and the firmament rotate right around Polaris, the middle, it's like they're all rotating right around God. God sits on that throne right in the middle. And I was watching this video, and tell me if this doesn't remind you of the throne of God, the Northern Lights, and they tell you that it's a cosmic event. But in Revelation, I believe it's chapter 4, it talks about there's a rainbow around the throne, and there were stones set, I believe sardine stone and jasper, and a sea of glass. And just watch a little bit of this and you'll see what I'm talking about. I just really believe that that's the throne of God above, and the lights, the different colored lights, are from the stones, the jasper, the sardine stone, and the crystal that are around the throne of God. And it's the north, right at the north. You know how when we're growing up, they always tell you that, oh, Santa Claus is from the North Pole. You never hear people talk about the North Pole, but in Genesis, Adam and Eve got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and God put cherubs blocking the way, and they had swords with fire. And also, if you think about Mount Zion, the real Mount Zion, it's supposedly crystal. And I'm telling you right now, they have lied to us about so much. It makes perfect sense to me that the North, right in the middle, they even had the Admiral Byrd. I know all you guys have heard about him talking about Antarctica, and he mentioned that there was land that was the size of the United States. Well, I believe that they're telling you, but I believe it's not Antarctica. You know how they always like to flip things upside down, but I believe that's the North Pole is probably the size of the United States. And man, just like they tried to break the dome and Operation Fishbowl, I believe it was, they try to get to where the Garden of Eden was. I mean, it might even have something to do with the lost city of Atlantis, but the cherubs are guarding it. And the throne, God sits on the throne right above, right in the center. And when you're in the north, watching these northern lights, I believe it's really the reflections off of the jasper and the sardine stone and the rainbow around the throne. Watch a little bit more of this and see what I'm talking about. Look at that shot right there. Isn't that amazing? Just imagine God is right above us. He's not galaxies away. He's not in a different universe. He's right in the middle, right above the firmament. You know, it says that the earth is his footstool, right? I just think this is amazing. And all the lights is coming from the just the reflections from the throne of God, and it's reflecting off of the glass firmament. Think about it. Where is God? People are always like, where is God? God is right above us. He's not light years away. He's not other galaxies. They have lied to us to hide God. He's right above. This was so amazing the first time I watched it, and it just hit me. I really want to know what you guys think, but just knowing that God, our Father in heaven, sits right above earth. Earth is his footstool. We're not on a spinning ball. We're on a stationary level earth, and the Creator that created this earth is sitting right above us. Hey man, that's amazing. I hated that I lost the video, but I figured I would just pretty much talk about what I talked about in the first video that got deleted. But you guys check out the scriptures at the end.
And immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald. And out of the throne proceeded lightnings and thunderings and voices, and there were 7 lamps of fire burning before the throne, which are the 7 spirits of God. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like unto crystal. And in the midst of the throne, and round about the throne, were 4 beasts, full of eyes before and behind.
One day, Jesus is coming. You may be at church. You may be at work. You may be asleep. God grant that you will be ready when he makes his personal appearance. My God, what if his appearance occurs on a Sunday morning? My prophetic word to you this morning is get ready, get ready.